Hey everyone. Today we are starting the first activity in a series that will be teaching us how to write a book. So the items that you'll need today are a pen or a pencil and some paper to write on and a timer or just a clock. Anything else we're going to go over in the video. Today we're going to come up with ideas to write a story. And I know that you might initially want to just jump right into writing it, but there's some steps that you can take that will set you up for success. And the first one to do is brainstorming and looking for inspiration and kind of just developing your story idea. So today we're going to do an exercise. If you don't have an idea, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks. And if you do have an idea, then maybe we can work on evolving that story and coming up with more. So if you need a little help coming up with an idea, you can think about books or movies or TV shows that you've seen that you liked and think about what you think is interesting about it. Is it that there's superheroes or robots, or maybe there's an adventurous kid in there that you think is cool? You can build your ideas off of other people's ideas, or you can even build ideas off of your own experiences. Maybe you went on vacation to Hawaii and you loved the island, and maybe you want to write a story about talking animals that live on that island. So, considering those things, we are going to go on our own little inspiration journey. You can go through your house. Maybe you have toys with action figures or pictures in the house of places you've been. Or maybe your parents just have art somewhere on the wall that is of a beautiful place and you want to make your own story about that place. Pause the video, go through your house, and grab a couple inspiration ideas, and I'll come back in a minute after I do mine. Okay, I just did my inspiration journey, and I found a hedgehog. This is my dog's toy, but I thought it would be fun to write about a hedgehog as my character. And then the other things I found are some paintings that I made that are of nature. And so I think I'm gonna write about a hedgehog in the forest. I don't really know what else it's gonna look like, but those are my starting ideas. So our project for today is to take the items we just gathered on our journey, or to take the ideas that you've already had, and we're just gonna do what's called free writing. And what free writing looks like is you just write any thought that comes to your mind, specifically about this topic, and it doesn't have to be a complete sentence. It can be just a few words, and it doesn't have to necessarily be a cohesive story. So what we're gonna do now is pause the video, set a timer for 10 minutes. If you feel like you need a little bit more time, that's okay too. And if 10 minutes feels like way too long, maybe just set it for 5 minutes, okay? So I'm gonna pause the video too, and in 10 minutes after I do some free writing, I'll come back. Okay, so I wrote some words. It doesn't really make sense. It's definitely not a story yet, but there's lots of pieces in there that are going to give me ideas to start building my story. So I'll just share a little bit about what I wrote. My story is going to take place in the ancient forest, and there are going to be 4 hedgehogs. Their names are going to be Evie, Ellie, Lily, and Frankie. I came up with those names because those are my niece's names. In the story, they're all sisters. There is trouble in the ancient forest. There is litter everywhere. The hedgehogs can't even go swimming in their swimming hole because there's so much garbage. Mr. Beaver is the wise old elder of the ancient forest, and he helps the young hedgehogs. Mr. Buck gets angry and blames the kids for their messy rainforest, but they just want to fix the problem. Okay, so that's all I have written so far, and that's okay. I might take time to do another writing exercise like this, maybe tomorrow, and see what else I can come up with during my free write session. So after you've done this, maybe you liked what you came up with, maybe you didn't, and that's okay. If you did this exercise and you're like, that's not a very fun story, then what you can do is look for new inspiration objects or ideas and try this free write exercise again. Once you've come up with some ideas that you do like, you'll be ready for lesson 2, which I will be sending out soon. So stay tuned.